All right. So getting levels from dark pools, I use something called Wyckoff. I know a couple people freaking out right now. All right. I use Wyckoff. This is really, really a really advanced call. I mean, really advanced stuff. I'm trying to make it as super simple as I can, and I'm trying to make it as easy as possible to digest. But the actual meat and potatoes of Wyckoff is really advanced. It took me 2 years to actually understand all of this stuff in one combination and into one usable method that didn't just destroy me every time I tried to trade with it. It is difficult. It is extremely difficult to use. Volume, the up and down, the accumulation, the markup, the distribution. Now you will note here above and below. Same thing here, above and below. All right, you're gonna be hearing a lot of that from me in the future. All right. There is something else I want to point out, and I say this every time. This chart is every time frame there is: 1 second, 1 minute, 1 day, 1 week, 1 hour, 1 year. This is every time frame in existence. Do not mistake, do not make a mistake thinking, oh, this is a 15-minute or this is a 1 day or this is something. This is literally every time frame in existence. And like a fractal, I can zoom in like right here into this, and it would look like another zoomed out pattern like this. But when you zoom out a little bit further, hey, look, here's Elliot doing his thing. So it just, please do not run out and try to start, trading this. Don't think that you have an understanding of it a month in and be like, I got this, because you don't. I'm telling you, it destroyed me thinking that I knew what was going on. Now, there are some couple of simple things in here. Shark has talked about them a bunch of times. Patterns in here in the volume, and shout out to the book club. Volume price analysis is a perfect fit with Wyckoff. Absolutely perfect fit. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I got so excited when I found out that that was going to be the first book. All right. I've already pointed it out, but I do want to say one thing. This is how I base my moves for my swings. Now we can day trade with this, but that's even more advanced and even more dangerous. So right now we're just working on the swings in the Discord. I do want to point something else out. I took for granted, and I must apologize to the community. Not in the sense of true sorry, but I explained that I like to use the 4-5 EMA and the 8 EMA to confirm my directions and my trades. And I explained this about a month or two ago, and then I haven't brought it back up because in my mind, everyone already knew. But when I am going to go long or take calls, buy to open, I want to see some confirmations with my 8, and I'll show you all an example of that later. And then same thing when I'm going lower. So if I'm going to sell to open, sell short, or buy puts, even if it breaks my level, I want some confirmations of the level test, and I want to see it reacting with the 8 EMA, the 4/5, and the 8 EMA. I'll give, like I said, I'll give an example of it. And I forgot to put that on my my little warning sheet at the top of my dark pool list. This is the confirmation I use besides obvious volume and a retest. All right. I like to see the reaction to the 8, the 5, and the 8 EMA moving average. I will correct that in the Discord. Moving along, I rely heavily on pivots. Now, there's going to be a bunch of names for pivots, and you read a bunch of different books, and you're going to find all different stuff: buyers and sellers, support, resistance, areas of interest. I mean, like, there's literally a bunch of different names. I'm not trying to confuse everybody. To me, they're all the same thing. Now, using specific techniques, we do need to get the name specific, but we're not going to go over that. Today is going to be a very simple 101, real smooth and simple walkthrough of this. But these are floor pivots, pivot points, also known as person's pivots. They're all the same thing: a floor pivot, a pivot point right here, and person's pivots, all the same thing. I'm not going to go too much in detail of them, but talk to anybody in the community now that I've been sharing these with everybody, and you'll hear them speak praise about them most of the time. The other ones I use are the Camarillas. These things are golden. I mean, these things are so golden for trade. Now, I like to use them on the SPY, but you can use them for everything else as well. But the person's pivots, aka floor pivot, and the Camarilla pivots, magic to me. Love them, love them, love them, love them. That's what I got for now. So if you are in TradingView, you can find the one I am using by Ian Carson right here, Secret of the Pivot Boss. And I prefer the daily, just FYI, but that's the way I roll. You can use the weekly and the monthly on them, but it's really advanced and I don't want to get into all that. But Ian Carson, Camarilla pivots, Secret of a Pivot Boss. They're going to be set up, calculated perfectly the way I like them. And this on TradingView right here. This I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so the market, the prints are still coming in right now, so I don't actually start my hunt officially until the print is over, and most of the time I'm already in bed, so I just wait till I get up in the morning and do it. That's when I actually do my daily hunt, is 4 in the morning. For anyone who's new and you don't know, I am in the Discord. Well, with time change has been screwing me up. All right, but normally 4 a.m. Central, so between 4
I'm with
and
you,
5.
Jay. I'm with you though, bro. It's messing me up too.
Between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. Central, I am in the Discord. And I was already doing this before the Discord, but I'm in the Discord hunting the pool. And I'm not saying that you have to do this, but to be on the level that I am, I'm in it every day. I'm swimming in the pool every day. This is how I know what is feast and what's trash floating. There's no way around it. Now, yeah, I'm gonna help everybody out and I'm gonna call out what I see and explain why and all that. Now, right here, this is real time, a real-time dark pool print. She's still printing, and off the top of my head, I see something right here that's got my interest. Can y'all see it? It's right at the top.
Yes, sir.
And it is very noteworthy in my book, even if I'm not immediately trading it. It's definitely going to be on my list tomorrow morning. That's
He's
for damn
gonna
sure.
he's gonna deleverage. There's a bazillion reasons from a fundamental standpoint for him to deleverage.
So Jay, can you get into real quick what is the things that pop off to you that opens your eyes?
Right. So GDX. I don't know if y'all know this ETF. Anybody ever hear this one before?
Yeah, I think you made some money off that precious metal today.
Okay, so real quick,
are you so we like to actually, and I mean this is I guess where we should also cross that off the list, because we have not talked about that in a while. So anytime that myself or Sean, and this is what we promised the community, if we hold the underlying position, we will disclose it and we'll be like, yep, we've got money in that. So we can eliminate conflict of interest out of the equation, so you guys can make sure that you understand this is a learning community, a learning environment. This is not a pump based environment. So
okay, I am not and have not held GDX. I did not play the ETF.
All good, man. I've got gold too. I don't have gold in that. I've got tangible physical gold, and I've got UGL, Ultra Gold Long. No. So just yep.
Really good lesson right here for all the brand new people who don't know. So there's a couple things right here. I guess I should have gone over all this. So this is the date. They are required by law from the SEC to only publish a few things. That's it. Literally, that's it. They have to do the time that the stamp came through, and this can actually be delayed up to 24 hours, but I'm not going to get into that. But they have 24 hours. But this is the time it came through and was published. All right. They have to publish the ticker. They have to publish the price, and they have to publish the size of the block. All right. These are the only 4 things that they are obligated by law in every single dark pool print to publish. This common stock, ETF, premium, and volume, and sold codes and trade codes, this is all perks from the whale. Now, I don't actually pay attention. I know your brain's going to tell you that this is the most important part, but to me, it's not. Now, for emphasis, I will sometimes mention premium, like when there's a $7 billion print on the SPY in one print, I'll mention that, you know.
That's significant.
Yeah, that's it's a little, you know, it's a little significant. But for me, what I do, the way I look at this, the way I interpret the dark pool, I'm only pay attention to the ticker, the price, and the size. These are the three things that I'm copying down every morning. This is the data for me. Also, if you're new and you don't understand, I'm not going to go into depth about it, but ETF, Tom or Shark, what does ETF mean?
Exchange traded funds, sir.
That's right. So common stock is the normal stuff like Tesla, you know, here's Peloton, here's Upstart, there's Zoom. All right, those are all the common stocks, aka the underlying as well. So the ETF can also be the underlying, but ETFs are a conglomerate of a bunch of things, and it doesn't have to be just a stock. It can be bonds, it can be futures, it could be a derivative based. I mean, like they can literally shove anything into these they want. All right. What I always recommend doing, if you don't know what it is, first go look it up. So like right here, you'll see me do this every morning. GDX stock. All right. Oh, look, looky there, a gold miners ETF. I bet it did well the last month. Oh, bless my stars, rabbit. Look at there. All right. Now the other thing you need to do, now we know this is gold and we know gold was really popular. If you don't know, if you don't recognize something, come back up to Google or whatever you use and add the word holdings to it. All right. And this works for the ETFs. All right. And you will see whether it be right here or there's several excellent places. So if it's the Van Eck website will explain it. Some of the Yahoos have it, but everyone will have it. Morgan Stanley has them, Barclays has them, BlackRock has them. You know, they almost literally anything in the first page will be good enough. But you need to go see what they hold. And if I see another example here in a second, I'll show you why. No one's ever heard. I've heard of Wheaton. I've heard of Wheaton. I've heard of Newcrest too. These are the symbols that they would trade under. It's not necessarily on the New York Stock Exchange, but you want to see what holds the ETF. Well, you want to see what the ETF holds, and you want to see what percentage of it is. And the reason why, we'll get an example of it, I promise. All right, if you have an ETF, and let's say it holds Tesla, okay? Now, this is a hypothetical, so bear with me. All right, and it holds 90% Tesla in this ETF. Now, that's not real, but just bear with me. For emphasis, I'm trying to make the point. There's no prints on Tesla, okay? None, no prints whatsoever. There's like 1,000 here, 1,000 there. That's nothing. It wouldn't even make my radar. But ETFs that hold Tesla start showing up in whale-sized prints about 2 weeks out. All right. So, you know, there's one here, and then a day later, there's another one with 1 million, and it's the same ETF, and this ETF holds nothing but Tesla. I know that because the ETF that predominantly holds Tesla has been moving through the dark pool, I can ignore the ETF, which you don't have to. You can play ETFs if you want. But I will start focusing on Tesla. I'll start doing my due diligence and my TA on Tesla. I'll start watching the flow, the options contracts on Tesla to see the movement. That's how I work with ETFs that aren't the majors, you know, the SPY, the Q, the Russell. But yeah, so not surprised right there. Now, something else very important for all the brand new people out there, we do not know if this is a buy or a sell. I cannot stress this enough to y'all. That's the whole purpose of the dark pool. We don't know if it's a buy or sell. All right, I cannot stress this. This is the single biggest question I'm asked by the most people. Is it buy or sell? Is it buy or sell? Holy crap. This thing's worth $1,600 a share. Wow. So let me show real quick basically what I'm doing every day.
Not quite in Berkshire Hathaway, like
no, but it's still impressive.
Yeah.
She can flaunt the big man on campus. That's
sure. Pronoun, yeah.
Oh look, XP, I'm not surprised. See that there. So this is what I do for everyone that's new. Now this is live flow, news flow. Okay, I predominantly focus on the dark flow. All right, I'm not saying that all these other stuff aren't great, but this is just what I know. All right, I'm going to come to filters right here, and I only ever focus on one and one alone. Now remember, volume is an aggregate total for the day. It's kind of misleading. All right. The reason why we say size is all of these prints right here, the size of them is the size of the block, and dark pool prints are labeled as blocks. So, this block has a chunk of a million prints, and this block has 200K in it, and this block has 20K. So this block print was 23, this block was 21, this block was 872,000. So we're sizing the block, and that's why it's called size versus volume, excuse me. So right here, for simplicity and to make this go by real quick, I'm gonna stick it on 1 million, and I guarantee you there's always going to be at least one ETF, equity, ATR, structured product. That's like the VIX, all right? There's always going to be at least one a day in the dark pool coming out. And this is what I'm gonna go through. Holy crap, right there. This is going to make my list in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is in here every day, but that's not a surprise. Y'all see that 2 million on Microsoft? That's
So is it more important for you, the volume, or are you looking also at premium levels?
I never look at the premium.
Okay, I just was trying to differentiate. That was a question that happened in the chat, so I just wanted to make sure we touched on it.
So the reason why I don't look at the premium is because it's not included. But for what I do, I actually ignore the premium. I really do. And the reason why is all this number is this number, the price times the size.
Exactly.
So I don't have to. This doesn't do me any good for what I'm trying to accomplish when I chart stuff. So I just ignore it. That's probably the best single answer I can give. Is this data is useless to me for what I do. Now, yeah, it's impressive, but in regards to like for the options, I absolutely pay attention to premium. Absolutely pay attention.
Perfect. That's all. I wanted to differentiate that really quick for people.
Yeah. So yeah, when options, I am totally filtering by size and premium. Absolutely. But yeah. So wow. Now that's not a surprise, but watch this sucker move sooner than later. XLE, look, that's energy. No surprise there. Okay, so I have a weird thing on my screen, y'all. If you see the color and the hue and all that changing at 6 p.m. my time, my screen goes into nighttime mode. So if you just notice my screen move and change. Oh, look, not a surprise. Now this one I was in. And still hold a position in right here on this one, underlying and options. SH, wow. Is it a no? The Kobe's not until the IBEX is not until next week. The dark pool is unusually heavy today for the 1 million size prints. But so look, Microsoft's going to make my list in the morning. XLE is going to make my list. I don't put Nugo, but that's because it is, I don't remember the word for it, but this doesn't make my list, even though there's 7 million of them. And that's basically 100% of the print. REIT, PSFE. I don't play penny stocks too much, y'all. For a bunch of reasons, the options, the standard reasons most people don't play penny stocks. And most things around the $10 range I ignore because most of the time they are acquisitions.
Hey, J Rich.
Yes, sir.
Good question came up, and it is 100% relevant. Stonk to you asked, how do you know what looks unusual and what doesn't on the dark pool prints? And I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to let you answer it because you're the man.
No, absolutely. That's excellent. Excellent question. Thank you. Whoever asked. This is why me emerging daily in the dark pool is a necessity, because a 1 million print on, so I'm gonna scroll back up right here. A 1 million print on Microsoft is really important. I mean, really, really important. Like stop the press. And here I
But
have a
why
2
do you
million
know that? Why
because
do you know?
I watch everything every day, and I see that the average size print on Microsoft is normally about 200K on average. That is how I know. So I've spent years now watching the entire market be moved through the dark pool by big money. I'm literally spying. Well, spying is not the right word, but I'm literally keeping ties on big money. So, and then of course,
Stalk it.
I'm stalking them. I'm stonking them.
Trolling.
But
I said I was
how
trolling App Harvest, or Gavin said App Harvest was trolling me. Now who's laughing?
All right.
I don't know.
So I know because I spend my time and I've dedicated to my craft, and I know because I see. So another way to put it is, let's say that we see, it's not the best analogy, but we see cars going by 35 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour. Some of the cars are little tiny 4 cylinders, and some of the cars are giant Ferraris. But as long as the Ferrari's going 35, it doesn't stick out, besides being badass and beautiful. Now, if the Pinto 4 cylinder car speeds by at 160 miles an hour, besides being amazed at it and wondering how that's possible for a 4 cylinder to go above 100, I'm going to notice
Not
that.
just a 4 cylinder, but because it's a Pinto.
Or a Nova, or anything like that. So I watch all these tickers. At any given time, I would say I probably have an index of about 1,000 things in my brain. I'm not making it up, but it's just because day after day after day after day after day I'm watching. But I know, so a prime example is, there's a million print on Apple every day. There's a million print on Ford almost every day. Those don't pique my interest. They don't even make my list. Now, a 14 million print on Ford definitely made my list, and I crushed that one. Not going to get into that, but I killed that one. I've hunted this whale many times. Oh, here's another way to put it. Here's a great analogy, and I shared it in the Discord. Each one of these is a whale. Every human being has something that they like. All right, they have their favorite. All right, and I don't know who the person is, but everyone has their favorite. I have witnessed the person who buys 14 million shares of Ford before. I have hunted the whale before. I recognize them. Did I get too convoluted, or did I answer?
No, and I really didn't piss my pants, but I was pretty close to pissing my pants when you equated it to like a Ford Pinto doing 160. That was like, I lost it because I know what a Pinto is, and somebody's like, "What's a Ford Pinto?" It's like, yeah, that's the point. It's like, it shouldn't be doing that, but this is also the point, right? It's like, so we're Jay Rich.
Wait. Oh. This is really interesting, and I apologize for interrupting.
Oh, that's a big one.
Hey, look at the ticker.
Sure. Well, there was a major push in a couple, I think it was 3 areas in particular of the market today. Yep.
That is extremely interesting to me. So here's a prime example. I need to get into it because I don't want to be doing too long. I pay attention to sectors, which you'll hear a lot in the Discord, okay? And I pay attention to seasonality. Now, in this one particular circumstance, I'm not talking about seasonality, but very interesting that Bitfarms is in the dark pool at this size. I mean, that's a huge print for them. That's a really big print. Now, because it's not listed here, that's probably the Canadian Stock Exchange. I could be wrong. And I don't know why they don't have an ADR listed, because I've never actually traded them or messed with it. But sector, you know, this gives me an idea of what sector to be paying attention to tomorrow. Shark's got a list, a fucking fire list, 90 something, 94, 97, you know, different sectors to watch for. And oh my God. All right. This right here tells me I need to pay attention to digital, F the Motley Fool. But you know, this is something else I use the dark pool for, to let me know what sectors to go on. I am sharing.
Okay, we are back. Everyone's back. Let's do it.
Sweet. So believe it or not, discovery A. That's interesting. Disc A. That'll make my list in the morning. Gold will make my list in the morning. Just remember, I want to iterate. Do not presume direction. Do not presume buy and sells with this. I will get into this in a minute.
Is there and I guess this is even just for me. Screw it. I'm curious. So when things that meet your, like, perfect example, like when I'm going and things that meet my watch list that are whale alerts, it's usually between like 6 and 7 digits on the daily volume, right? So what are we looking at here? What are we sourcing out? Is there anything in particular that, like, perfect example, you're like, hey, that's definitely going to be on my list in comparison to something that maybe wouldn't be on your list?
Okay, so by default, and this is a very loose rule, I like to see 1 million size. Now, the caveat to this is they are sneaky bastards, and I can't just use this 1 million filter only. I'm going to have to drop it down to like 500K and then 200K. And then I will also open a separate one right here and look at an individual ticker to make sure that no one is sneaking anything through, especially with the SPY and stuff like that. Because they got a real bad habit. They know that most people will have their filter set at 1 million, or they will have their filter set at 50K or 100K. And so I'll pull the SPY up and show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Let me hit filter here, because I guarantee you it's here. I bet the farm. All right, 200K. Yeah, look right there. See what I mean? It's exactly what I'm talking about. All right. You have to go through. We're working on something for this, by the way. We have minds at work trying to get better dark pool data accessible to everyone. This is going on behind the scenes, though. So right here, there's 2 things I want to point out about this. This is 100% without a doubt an algo doing the buying. All right, a person set their level, however many days ago, and an algorithm is doing this purchase. And I'm telling you that for 2 reasons. First, it's in a block of 251. See how they're all 251, 251, 251, and even here, 251, 67. All right. And the other reason is it's 4 decimal places out. No human being sets orders to the 10,000th place. I'm sorry. No human does. This is back to that fractions thing I was talking about at the start. It makes a big difference when you're buying 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 million, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 2 million print right here. And there's probably a lot more at this level too, but that's what I'm getting at. So just for ease, I'm showing y'all a 1 million filter, but it's far more advanced than that. But generally speaking, very loosely, I like to see 1 million size and better. If you look at some of my lists, you'll see, hey, look, this company had a 300K print. But when the average print each day is only 30K, and then a 300K print comes through, that sounds the alarm in my head. That's noteworthy. So I wish there was a very easy cookie cutter method. I try to teach people. I'm looking for 10%ers of
Perfect. You gave me that ratio. That's perfect.
now you have to keep in mind that this right here is something that Wales is doing, and it's not always accurate. And what I mean is, let me show you. Let me go back to the SPY. Okay. So look here is we'll go to the 11th. All right, today. Okay, we'll go to yesterday. All right, so you see in the morning that the volume was 5.8 million. That's not the total for the SPY. Okay, so don't mistake the volume when I say 10%. Don't mistake it for this one. You're actually gonna have to go. I use Yahoo. It's easy and free. So let's pick a random stock. So Apple always has a crap load of volume.
There you go.
Apple always has a crap ton of volume. All right, and I'll go.
They said some interesting prints. Was it this week or was it last week?
Oh, it's this week too.
Yep.
Whatever's going on is not done, and I still can't determine up or down. But it's not just Apple, y'all. It's the whole tech section, and
You're right.
I'm starting to see stuff on blue chips and Fang as well. So
can we actually briefly talk about that, because that's pretty important.
Oh wow, look how low the volume today was.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard today. Yeah, today volume was scarce. I mean, not even half of its average. I mean, basically half.
Okay, Tom, I will get to it, but let me finish this 10 seconds.
No worries.
So when I say you have to come here and look, all right, we want the average volume. Now it's either 30 days or 90 days, depending on what service you use. But it doesn't matter. A 30-day volume is just as good to me as a 90-day. So if the average volume each day is 75 million and there's a 1 million dark pool print, I'm not that impressed. But if the average volume is 500,000 a day and there's a 1 million dark pool print, I'm going to alert the entire town. Does that make more sense?
Perfect. That's actually what I've been kind of wanting you to hit on. So I'm happy that we touched on that today.
Yeah. So, okay. So prime example, average volume right here, 7 point something. The other day, the total aggregate, when it was all said and done and I added everything up for Apple, was 8.4 million, I think. Actually, I think it ended up being 9 something because I found them being sneaky and sneaking a bunch through.
It's a big size move on that.
Yeah, and that was in my 10% ratio. So by default, if you don't know any better, 10% or up is generally what I would classify, air quotation, a whale move. So I ignore 1 million prints on Apple every day. Am I still sharing my screen?
Yep, baby. Yep.
Okay. Did you get a good look at this?
Yep. Checking it out.
Okay. Can you tell what I was doing? And I'll let you know I started here. Okay. I started right here. Can you tell?
About when you go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. Can you tell? I've been playing this thing nonstop since middle of May.
Well, the funny thing is, if you, especially where you put it, so there's a few things that point out to me right off the bat is, okay, so you put out your dark pool print that has been an amazing support, right? And every single time it's tested this area now 4 times, right, over your period.
This is TSM, not CCL.
Yeah. And it's bounced off beautifully. So that's the first thing that's noted, especially because you are the dark pool wizard, right? And that would be the first thing. And then the secondary, right, it's trading in a channel, right? It's obviously
bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. Now, I do want to point out, now I'm not actually going to teach this technique, but you hit the nail on the head, Char. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 main things I'm paying attention to here. Let me get rid of these EMA and MA real quick. Oh, crap. All right.
So yeah, let's go ahead and start with levels. We got a lot of people on the levels.
Yeah, and that's what this main chat is actually going to be about. It's just the levels. I am going to talk about the EMAs a little bit, but so I want to show y'all. I'm sorry, it readjusted. It looked all nice, but so like you see right here, every time, and this is a daily, everybody, every time it hit here.
I mean, that's money, Jay.
Yeah,
That's money, bro.
every time it hit here. Now I'm not saying that it's going to do this indefinitely for the rest of life, but this one, I'll call it 108. All right, this 108 level, if she don't break below, I'm gonna be looking for the upside, going long, all that. Now I have a this is a super strong support level for me. All right, I could be picky and go in and put one here and put one here and put one here, but I'm in the zone with this bad boy. All right, and there's no reason for me to alter.
I actually, with me, I'm 100% on with you where you have your, even if it wasn't the print, that's an amazing support where you have it anchored.
Yeah, and so same thing right here. Now this is a print, and this is a print. All right, and this thing has stayed faithful, and literally every time it bounces here, it gets back above this dark pool print, I go long, and look at that gap right there. That was beauty. All right, same thing. Every time that it bounced, well, okay, so this one actually goes back further over here, and I've now adjusted my trend line. To me, this is still a pivot point, even though it's not even though it's not a horizontal line. To me, this is still a strong point. And look, sure enough, dude, every time, boom, look at this one. Look at this gap. Bam. All right.
Beautiful.
But what I'm getting at, what I'm trying to explain to the crowd is, let's say hypothetically that this right here was my above for the week, and this was my below for the week. Even if it doesn't go out of my above and below channels, I can still make money with it ping-ponging back and forth solid between these two. I mean, that's the whole point of pivots, and that's the whole point of what I'm trying to teach and say. And look, so we even have some small deviations here, but look, bam, dark pool print, hit dark pool print, dark pool print, dark pool print. You know, same thing right here, dark pool print. Now I'm going to be watching for this one coming up, not including Black Swan or any weird events. Okay, I'm going to be watching for this one to meet this dark pool level, and I guarantee you, I can almost guarantee you that someone's either going to buy out or sell out, and this thing's going to go way south or go way north by the time that this hits here. And it could be down here, but you know, we do have a descending, you know, getting smaller and smaller. But this is just something I'm trying to show because people are asking me all these
Yeah,
questions.
we're making lower highs.
Yeah, and people are asking me all these questions. All right, and this is a way to make money.
So the funny thing is, Jay, I actually make some of the, so when people like don't know what they're doing or the market's kind of in this consolidation period and it's channeling, that's when I'm the most successful. I love channel trading.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, every day, all day, Shark. Every day, all day. Now I do want to point out, I don't like these gaps, but if y'all have noticed in the last couple of months, everything is getting gaps, and I don't like that. So I'm not actually going to do a really big T on this, but I just wanted to show y'all. I am still currently holding positions in this, and all that. But this is a prime example of how I love pivots.